The head of the Gun Owners of America blames black leftists for racism. Yes, indeed, it is true. Larry Pratt, he's an outstanding citizen and head of Gun Owners of America, a right-winged pro-gun group, so comfortable that, he even arms his teeth. He offered a sterling analysis on the root cause of racism in America this week. It's the black people. Not just any blacks, but the far left blacks. That's what he says. Pratt made the claim during an interview with the internet hate talk show, The Stan Simon Show. And this is what he said. He was talking about Eric Garner. He was talking about Michael Brown. And he said, let's face it, the racism that we are dealing with in our country are primarily from a small group of black leftists, and it's almost like repeating itself. Radical left racist. Really? Is that really the argument you're making? He's saying, I just have to make sure I get this in my head because it's really America. It's quite a boondoggle. He's saying that black people who were killed black people who are protesting white people, white police officers, who kill other black men when they were unarmed, are racist because they're protesting police officers using force to kill innocent black people. And that's the cause of racism. The cause of racism is not the fact that white police officers thought it was okay to kill unarmed black people. Or you had the pro Darren Wilson group. That's not why racism. We have racism in America, or the KKK still exist, or the fact that you have laws in place that will do everything in their power to keep black people down, like voter suppression laws, like the mandatory minimums, the prison to school pipeline, destroying and pillaging communities of color by not properly funding education. Not any of those things. Not one. It's black people peacefully protesting white officers who killed black people unarmed. America, I said this before on the show, and I'll say this again. Police aren't the problem here. Racism and bias are the problem. People like Larry Pratt are the problem, which is why he's a maniac. He's the problem. When you perpetuate these crazy ideals, crazy-ass ideals, right? And then you put them out and you have another maniac, Stan Solomon, who you go on his show and you talk about it, people listen to it. They actually believe this shit, America. They believe it. It's sick and it's disgusting. And let me tell you something, right? Even if you were right, and he's not, Larry Pratt was right. The difference with this movement than any other movement is the fact that this movement is not a black movement. This is not a white movement. This is an American movement. Americans all across the country are demanding that we finally change the status quo and stop the victimization that the police put on black communities of color.